Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead at 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
At their 25-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Options galore here. Second and a few inches.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
So from the 39 now, they'll...
Go ahead.
They run the counter now on first down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain there on 1st and 5, and it leaves him with a more standard second down.
You talk about this Jets defense.
Now, they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Tua sets up to pass it.
Tua hit, and the ball is out. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 94 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a time. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Now Rodgers. This is Lazard with a catch out left. Touchdown, Jets. Alan Lazard, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it. Can't afford any more missteps, though.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
2nd and 9 from the 44.
Tua going to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. Now 3rd down and 6 to go.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because is when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. This one back. It's a pick six and a jet touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And 8 yards pickup. First down, Dolphins.
Now Tua. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a jet touchdown. Well, this defense is circling early. A pick six there, and they are off to the races here in this first quarter.
And, partner, when you get off to a first quarter lead like this, it really frees you up defensively to take some chances, really apply some heat. And that was just a tremendous play to pick that ball off and bring it back for a score.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that makes the score 28-0. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. This fielded right at the goal line. A chain hit and the ball is out. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he'll have a Dolphins first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Outright caught by Chosen. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tua. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Down the left sideline. All the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great effort there. 37 yards. And the Dolphins are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Erickson going to take this from the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. So a turnover there on the kickoff. And don't look now, but that just made things a little more interesting.
Very interesting, because when you're trailing in a game, these are mistakes that you pray for. You just went down and scored. Now you get the football right back with another great opportunity.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The tackle by Quincy Williams.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
2nd and 10. Here's Tua. He completes this one to Mingo. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. That's caught by Chosen. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. Sanders' kick is good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away.
Erickson going to take this from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8.
Rodgers going to throw.
They'll set up the screen to Abanikanda.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw.
That's caught. This is Abanikanda.
Nifty move. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Given back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
That's another 26 first down. First and 10.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown.
Nicole Hardman.
50 yards.
And the Jets are able to add on to their first half lead.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
On first down, Tagovailoa. Throw left side, taken in by Hill.
But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And down inside the 15 he goes.
103 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A great play there. With his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game.
And the Dolphins are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to 18.
The score, Jets 35, Dolphins 17. Jake Bailey set to kick
Bailey
off.
now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Erickson going to take this from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Now it's Rodgers. Quick hitter here, it's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 44-yard line.
Here's Rodgers to throw.
He completes that to Garrett Wilson.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, take 26.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Flushed out right.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing. Physically, and they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
Inside.
On play action, Rodgers.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. And they're going to speed things up here. Rodgers again now.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Go ahead.
Tua, a final shot before half. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. He might take this all the way. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Miami. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
Erickson going to take this from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Play action. Now it's Rodgers.
Oh, he's going up top for Wilson.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Now Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football.
At their own 45-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Tua going to throw.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
Throwing quickly to Wilson. Now we've got a stoppage for an injured player, and that appears to be Garrett Wilson, who is shaken up on the play.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Now Rodgers. Open man here is Conklin. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this
touchdown Jets. Tyler Conklin from 17 yards out. And the Jets take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now.
42. Dolphins 24.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Turbo 1, hard. Solo left Zion. Solo left Zion.
Tagovailoa to throw on second down here. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Quentin Williams in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Hardman on the return. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And this returnable. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. On 1st down, Rodgers. Oh, he bowls over it. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up second down. Rodgers going to throw.
Pass complete. He's got Lazard on the out route. And the Jets are looking at first and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Israel Abanikanda.
His second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Zerline good with a PAT, and they open the lead up now to 25.
49. Dolphins 24.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this.
Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Let's go.
Here's Tua.
Open man is Mingo, complete.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll bring up second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Yeah, this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to pass. Tua. And this one is incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at it that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick 47. This one looks good as well.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 20-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott.
And the return will stop right around the 25.
Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
On first down, Tagovailoa.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hill. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Open man is Higgins. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. And again, it's Tagovailoa. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that, but that would have been a big play. But he could not pull it in.
And this is a situation where as a head coach, you're just saying, what else could go wrong? Let's get it all out of our system, please. This has been a sloppy game throughout. The execution has been lacking. A lot of mistakes, both mental and physical. And here's a big play that goes by the wayside.
And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 24-yard line. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Tua sets up to pass it.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. And the Jets are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
Good yardage there on 1st down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 139 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Dolphins get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will cut this lead down to 25.
Dolphins 31. Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They could definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Campbell once again. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. A first throw for the backup, Wilson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And
he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the Jets are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. After the interception, here's Wilson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, here's Abanikanda. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. That's caught left side by Hardman. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And here comes Berrios. Now a hit and a loose football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Shoves him aside, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It's a big play there for Miami. 43 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Thompson now. He's got Mingo.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A little over 20 yards there, and in 2 plays, they've now moved the ball over 60 yards.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Now it's Thompson.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Cedric Wilson, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Dolphins get a bit closer.
Well, there you go, Charles, his first touchdown pass of the new season.
Well, let's just go back to his rookie year because he's able to get his feet wet, right? Get a little bit of experience. Now I think here in year 2, the game will slow down for him, and we'll see his true talents come out.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that'll cut the lead down to 18.
Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Erickson going to take this from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
And they'll go again with Abanikanda.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
No, no, no.
3rd and 12.
Get 300. Get 300. Yeah, this.
To throw is Rodgers.
He's got, and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
To throw is Thompson.
Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. 3rd and long, Thompson.
And that will be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Thompson, desperation time. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Dolphins 1st down on a well-designed play there. That gets him 16 to move the chains.
1st down, Miami.
Thompson looking to throw. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Here's Thompson.
And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Thompson going to throw it. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hall.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a jet touchdown.
This defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick 6.
And how about the way they've played this entire game? Not only they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick 6s, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
Zerline good with a PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so.